Welcome to my dread bead tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to make this one. Hopefully it turns out like this. And the stuff we're going to be using is called Fimo Soft Clay. And it's 56 grams, as you can see there. That's 1.97 ounces. And it's the stuff that you have to cook in the oven. For this stuff, it bakes for 30 minutes at 230 Fahrenheit or 110 degrees Celsius and is the color 80. And it is a light gray shade. They come in all varieties of colors. I mean, this was made with the white Fimo clay. The reason why I'm using this was because these ones were on sale. They come in loads of different colors from, well, actually any fucking color you want, pretty much. You want to make sure you have a plastic baggie on hand with you because Fimo clay can be a little bit difficult to mold if it is like a little bit colder in your apartment or wherever you are doing this. When I made these, it took me a couple hours, so I made sure I had one of these. Actually, when I made this, it took me roughly 4 days, mostly because the clay was so malleable that if I worked up on this side, I'd end up screwing up this side, and you can tell in certain areas where I messed up, like even the beak is kind of slanted. But yeah, when I worked on this, I made sure to have a plastic bag so I could just put it in so it wouldn't go hard or dry out when I wasn't molding it. I also used sculpting tools with these, which I'll show you in a couple minutes, but this is one of the things that I made. It's an artist interpretation of a raven skull, as you can see. I couldn't find a clasp or anything to connect it to this necklace, so I ended up making one out of just jewelry wire. And this was a necklace that it used to have like this cross on it, but I broke it and rearranged all the beads. So now it's like a tiered kind of thing, rather tiered necklace with the raven skull on it. Yeah, that's that. It's actually one of my favorite necklaces to wear now. This was supposed to be kind of like similar to the Iron Maiden head zombie thing. And I kind of messed up on it when I made it, and as you can tell, like in certain areas it's kind of fucked up looking, and I just added tusks and stuff. So there's another necklace I made in a similar way that I made these skulls for the beads. So this is a dread bead. This has already been cooked in the oven and stuff. You're going to end up with like marks and stuff, scratch marks. You can use a fine grade sandpaper to get rid of those if you really want. And yeah, these are the other ones that I made that are actually on the dread. As you can see, there's this one. They all don't look the same, like they're all different. As you can see, this one looks more like a skull. This one kind of looks like a monkey. But yeah, and I already put them on this double-ended dread here, as you can see. Now, the way to put these on is very simple. They come off easy, they go on pretty easy. You want to make sure that the hole, that is this right here, is a good diameter. I'm going to be using a pencil. I didn't use a pencil for these ones. I used something else, which I can't find. It held lead in it anyway, but like, yeah, I'll be using a pencil to make this hole so the dreads can go through easily. Now, to put this on a dread, what you do is you fold the tip over like that, but of course closer to the end so you don't, you know, mess it up like that, and then you thread it through. Very simple, like that. And then the end pops out, and then gently pull it forward. You can twist it so you don't get anything bunching up like that, but that happens. And then you just gently slide it, and for, especially with the striped dreads, like these, they have knuckles, as it were, And I found that the dread beads look best on these kind of dreads right in between the knuckle of the stripe dread. So, like that. That's what I'm going to show you how to make. I might do another video showing you how to make the bird skull, but right now I'm going to show you how to do these. So just quick DIY video, you know, for funsies. And yeah. Okay, so some of you may have seen these kind of things before. They are sculpting tools. Some of them are like this, whatever. Some of them look like little shovels, like that. You can get them at Walmart or wherever. These are the kind of tools I use when I make this stuff. If you have any questions, you can ask them on my Facebook page or in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I'm just going to move these out here. These are very sharp, so you want to be careful. Now, this clay you need to work first. You want to pick the size, open this, and you'll see that it has ridges. Now, to make something this size, you're going to need about this much of 2, so like half of 2. So this is another good reason for having, you know, a plastic bag with you. That way you can put the excess amount of clay in it. Now you're going to want to fold this over like that so it's loose. This stuff is a lot more malleable than the black clay of the Fimo variety. You can use Sculpey if you want. I was never a fan of Sculpey just because it's very, I find it a little too malleable for my taste, especially for this kind of stuff. But yeah, just put that away in this so it doesn't get dried out or anything. And there, you can use this. Ugh. It will be a little tough, but you can use this and mold it as you want. This might be a little bit too much, so I'm going to break it like that. This much should be good, or just a little bit more. Or actually, so yeah, that's good enough. Now take your little bit and then throw it back in the baggie, because you're not going to need it, or you might need it, you never know. It's always good to have extra. Now what you want to do is mold this until it's malleable and workable. So you can put it around this with some of this. This is parchment, and you're going to want to roll this around your pencil or whatever you're using to create the hole on the inside, and then we're going to mold this kind of into a cylinder and then wrap it around and then start molding the skull face. Okay, now that you have your cylinder shape, you want to break it just a little less than half, like that. Put that to side because that's going to be this portion of the skull. Now, mold that back into a cylinder. Sorry that this is off frame, but I don't want to punch my camera by accident. So make it like that, so it looks like a worm. Roll your paper stuff over your pencil. That'll keep it from sticking to the pencil, and then you can easily take tweezers and like unravel it when it's on the inside of this. So, put that over there. Take this, now wrap it around the parchment paper stuff, making like a circle. Make sure that you have most of it like that. So you want it to be kind of like how this has, like, it looks like there's a ball here and then like a rectangle kind of piece here. That's kind of what you want. You want it to be like that so it looks like a skull. So as you can see, it kind of looks like an oval around the pencil and has this drop down kind of thing. This one's definitely not going to look exactly the same as this, but I'll show you the same kind of techniques that I'll be using to make it. This one kind of looks like an alien. Now you always want to have like a little bit left over just in case when you're molding like the eyes or the mouth or something, or if you want the chin to look a little different. But yeah. Okay, I think that's starting to look good. Make a little dent here with your finger like that to make this area here, and then take your other fingers pushing like that to make sort of the cheekbone area. Here, mark it with my fingernail, and here will be where the eyes go, and just underneath it, right, or roughly right here, will be where the nose will be, and then you'll end up like cutting roughly here for the mouth. But yeah, this clay is a lot more malleable than the black stuff was, that's for sure. And that being said, if it gets too malleable, you're going to want to let it rest for an hour for it to cool down. Oops, dropping shit already. Alright, this tool has a rounded tip to it, like this. Like that. It has a tip like that. And that will make the eyeballs. Now you want to dig like that. No, I am no means a good sculptor at all. I am a painter and a drawer. I do not sculpt things unless I really have to. Now you're just digging on the inside, creating like little holes like that. This one's going to end up looking like an alien. Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys. But essentially that's what your skull's going to look like. And there's the two holes, like so. And then you want to dig out this part here. Now, I'm going to switch tools now to this one. It's pointy. And what you want to do is just like put a hole right here and push up. Like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing, guys. Sorry if you can't. Push up and down. All around, like so. And take this tool again, and what you want to do is stick it in. That's what she said. And then mold it so you get kind of like a bridge of the nose right around here. So push this down a bit. Okay, now it looks evil. Fix it. Like so. And then you're going to want to undercut this area here and here to create this sort of socket area underneath the hole in which the eyes would have been. So you want to make sure that that's not breaking apart or anything. Like that. Okay. Okay, so. Now, this one. Take a tool similar to this one, and you're going to indent here and then curve it like that, and do the same thing on the other side, like so, like that. And then you're going to work it up a bit and then down a bit, gently patting it to get rid of that indent line. So it looks kind of like that. Do the same thing on the underside, like that. Pat it, make sure that you're not losing any. See, this one's going to be a little slender than the other one was. has indents on the tongue. So you should have something that looks similar to this. Now a little recap, what I did was use a shovel kind of tool like this, dug into the eyes, pushed it up a bit in both sides, made sure that I dented the front brow bone area of the skull, dug in, put cheekbone areas, dug into the nose, and then we're going to work on the mouth area. Okay, now what we're going to do is make the indent at the top, right around here, to form it more so it looks more skull-like, and you're going to push this down just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just mold it with your finger, just a little bit. Now take this shovel thing again and just kind of indent right in between the eyes there, and then push this up again. You're going to want to do like light strokes in order to get that indent to disappear, like so. But yeah, that's exactly what you want, like so. And just shape it up a bit more right here. You might end up with like particle kind of things in your clay. Shit happens. The only way to not have that stuff kind of show is if you wear gloves. I'm obviously not wearing gloves, mostly because, well, it's not like I'm making this for anyone, you know? And this is just for tutorial's sake. So, yes. Take this one that looks like a shovel, kind of, a long one. Then put a little indent here around the eye, kind of pushing it. So this is going to end up looking weird. Do that on the other side as well. Yeah, like that. Gives it more of like a dimensional forehead look. Make sure that you don't lose any back skull because you don't want it to be weak. And make sure you form the top so it's straight. That way you won't have any synthetic hair catching on it. Now, these little marks, they can get sanded off, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, make sure that the edges on the bottom are clean as well, like that. Just push down, like that. And if you end up with any like ridges or anything that's really thin, those will just come off with sandpaper. So I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And just gently sculpt it like that. Like so. It should look something like that. Don't worry about all that crazy mess on the inside there. I think it adds to the homemade quality of it. Now, switching out tools again, just gently push it up, like that, and again. So far, they kind of look similar, kind of. Pretty close, I'd say. Good job, Jesse. Good job. Now we're going to work on the mouth area, which is just lines. You know, it's just like, I think what I did here was I cut it and then I added line marks. So we'll just do that, because that seems to have worked last time. Now, where is my cutter one? I think it was, not that one, this one. It looks like this. It's very pointy and sharp, and you might cut yourself with it accidentally, but don't do that. what you want to do is just slice it. Not too deep, you don't want to rip it or anything like that. Just make an indent and then bring that indent up into this area that we hollowed out. I don't know if you can see it, but right here. And then like kind of indent it so it's like the jaw. So you're creating that jaw line area here. And just gently, like, you can see little poke marks kind of thing there. That's what you want to do. That way, when you mold the mouth, it will go together nicely and look like a skull, kind of. And doesn't matter if both sides are symmetrical. And gently, like that. So it looks like it's smiling at you. Try not to bend that there. Like that. It should look something like that on each side. See, I wish this camera would like focus better, but it just doesn't want to. Alrighty. Now what you want to do is take a tool that looks like this one, and what we're going to do is make those line marks. Very simple. Doesn't matter how many you want in there, just pull down gently like that. The first side, the top, leaving little indents at the bottom so you know where to put them. And then going down like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So, whoops, stabbed it, like that. It'll probably look messy, but whatevs. That's what homemade shit's all about, right? So you should have something like that. Now, what you want to do, sorry that my thumbnail's in the way, is gently, the chin area, you want to gently push it up from where you cut it so it meets together. Like that, kind of. You get the point. You'll have to resculpt the nose, but it should look like that when you push it up, like so. This one looks kind of weird. Doesn't really look like the monkey one. Ouch. Like that. You can tell that they're both different. They're kind of weird looking, but that's just because this is very malleable, so you're going to have to go in and do touch-ups to make sure that they're circular and stuff. Like, as you can see, the nose kind of collapsed a bit. So take this one and push up and down. And where's the gently tapping. So it doesn't matter if you leave marks and stuff, but that's pretty much it. Now, I need to make that nose area more prominent where the jaw is, so we're going to have to cut in just a little bit underneath the nose area, like that. And just sculpt around it. Now that just kind of looks kind of weird at the moment, but bear with me, it'll get better. Hopefully, you know. If I don't do a botched job of this. Yeah. But that's what the spare clay is for. Anyway, you should have something that looks like this. Kind of looks similar. Sort of. Oops. Well, my eye, they look similar. I don't know. It's pretty much how I did it, and then I just worked the areas a little bit more. Because they all don't look the same, you know. You can tell by like just applying even the littlest amount of pressure that it just like, it'll fuck everything up. So you have to be very patient and careful with doing this kind of stuff, because as you can see, I like fucked it up a bit. Just because it's very warm right now, the clay. So you can make it look evil if you want, like, you know, instead of having circle shapes, you can like bend it so it's like that. But essentially that's what you want to do. Like that. Now this isn't going to look exactly like this one, because this one I spent quite a lot of time on. You can tell that there's areas that I've missed, like right here on this one, and it's kind of getting weird bent. The fuck? Why would it do that? Okay, just fix that up a bit. Sorry for my younger viewers that are watching this, hearing me swear, it's not good. I try to get out of it, but I can't, you know. It's just what I do when I'm frustrated. I just swear and curse and, you know. Just put indents there, behind the eyeballs, like that. You can also use a picture to help you with areas that you're not certain with. Just remember, if you're looking at a picture, the darkest areas recede the most, and the lightest areas come forward the most. If you're working from a picture, that's how I mold things. This one clearly doesn't look as skull-like as the other one does, but you get the point, right? Because there's no way that I could make like an exact replica of this one. This one kind of looks like it, sort of, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it looks like it's wearing goggles actually. So yeah, and then this just comes off like that, and you can take tweezers to unravel this. I clearly can't even grab it. But yeah, you can take scissors or something, tweezers rather, and just spin it. I'm using my fingers. And just spin it, whoa, and drop it on the table, ruining everything that you just did. And then just, like, you know, try to grab a hold of the paper, you know what I mean, to get this shit out of it. That way, when you put it in the oven, it won't burn or anything. And just roll it out like that. Understand why it's okay, it's stuck. Okay, so after you get this out, you can set it on a piece of parchment paper, like cookie paper or whatever, in the oven. Make sure that you don't have anything like this stuff inside it. For some reason, it just doesn't want to come off of it. But make sure, just set them on top like that. Put it in the oven at 230 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 30 minutes. You want to make sure that you time it. You don't want to overcook them or anything like that. Make sure that you're in a very ventilated area as well. And after 30 minutes, they should be hard enough, you know, to put in your dreads. Make sure you let them cool, of course, but essentially that's how you do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I know this one doesn't look exactly like that one. I kind of fucked it up, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but please comment, rate, and subscribe. It means the world to me. Check out my fan page thing, my Facebook page. If you use my dread tutorials, please post pictures. I love seeing those. And I'm so happy with some of the dread sets that you guys have posted on my Facebook page, picture-wise and stuff like that. It looks very cool. And I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully, it'll probably be another DIY, probably on straps or something. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.